Hey there folks, my name is Daizoren and welcome to something a little bit different than I'm used to doing. I tweeted this out a couple months ago at this point, I think, asking, what do you guys think about me doing like a food review thing? And people responded saying, hey, do whatever makes you happy. So this is going to be a little weird because I have just been obsessed with the chicken sandwich war. So I've been trying all the different kinds of chicken sandwiches, and I feel like most people have kind of put their 2 cents already in how they, view the whole thing. But I wanted to do kind of like a taste test kind of situation. So I am going to be making videos, small little videos, reviewing each one, and I'm going to put them all together as one giant review. But to this part of the video, we're going to be looking at the new Burger King Chick-King. So the Burger King I went to, I know is not the best. And I already know that because they didn't put it in the typical heat bag that like keeps everything good. But that's okay. I'm literally in the parking lot, and so it's not a big deal. I don't need it to stay hot. But yeah, so I'm going to go through each one of these. I'm going to go to each restaurant, at least that's in my area, try their chicken sandwiches, and do a bit of a review of all of them and kind of give my thoughts on who I think is winning the chicken sandwich wars. So let's dig in. Again, I've already tried these, and I do want to give Burger King props because they've done a really good job with their sandwich. There's a nice crispy outer portion to it. The inside is very juicy. But yeah, let me get reminded real quick. Crispy outside, good flavor. I really like the sauce that they put on. Usually I'll actually ask for extra sauce because I really like it, but I want to just kind of do these as it is. I don't really do pickles, so I get all my sandwiches without the crinkle cut pickles. So just a heads up. So all the surface bites here, like on the outside, are great. I love them. But the real test comes when you start getting into the middle of the sandwich. So I'm going to bite in and get to the middle section. Okay, so I'm getting into the center of the sandwich. Here's where this sandwich seems to fall apart when I've had it. Because the very center, it's really thick in how much chicken breast there is. Not a problem there. But I've had a few occasions where when I go to bite into this, it doesn't feel like it's been fully cooked. It's a little tougher. It doesn't really fall apart as well as this outside part. It's not as crunchy for obvious reasons. There's not as much breading in that area. It doesn't keep the same consistency throughout the whole sandwich. And I think that's the real downfall of this one. What I like to do is the sauce will spill out onto the paper, so I'll usually like try to grab some of it with the inside of the sandwich so I have a little extra sauce here. And that kind of helps. I had thought about doing just one video with all the sandwiches laid out, but there's no way I could have eaten all that. So I wanted to do this one sandwich at a time during my lunchtime or something, or dinner, and just that way I'm not wasting food. So that's why I decided to do it this way. So yeah, overall, I do like that sandwich a lot. This was actually probably one of the better ones I've had. I think they've really nailed a good, unique taste. It's crunchy. It's got like kind of everything you want from a chicken sandwich. Just that center section, that's what really kind of breaks it for me. But if I have to give these like a number out of 10, I would definitely give Burger King probably like an 8.5, 9, somewhere around there. I'll land on like an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a very good sandwich with a lot of taste, great flavor, good crunch, and I think that Burger King is definitely one of the leads when it comes to the chicken sandwich war right now. So I'll record the next video for the next place that I try the next time I'm stopping for lunch or dinner or whatever it may be. But I'll put these all together as one video. All right, day 2 of reviewing chicken sandwiches. Today, or this part of the video, I'm gonna be checking out the KFC Now this is one I think I've only had maybe once, maybe twice. So I don't remember much about this one, but that's what it looks like. Again, no pickles. That's just how I am. Sorry if that offends people, but it's just not for me. So, all right, here we go. So this has some crunch to it, but it's not nearly as crunchy as the Burger King one, or Popeyes for that matter. But it's got a good taste to it, and the chicken itself, the actual chicken breast inside, is very juicy and very, like, it's cooked through and everything. Kind of just falls apart as you're eating it. It's great. It's not very spicy. There's not a whole lot of sauce on it, so I wish they'd put more sauce on it. But overall, this is pretty good. Now let's keep going into the center and see if everything continues to be good throughout the whole chicken sandwich. So as I'm getting more into like the center area of the sandwich, obviously, just like with the Burger King one, there's not like any crunch because it's the center of it. It's mostly just the actual meat, but it remains to be pretty tender. So that's a good thing. So overall, that was actually a pretty good sandwich. Again, I wish there was more sauce to it, and it certainly does not have the same kind of crunch that you're going to get from the Burger King sandwich or from the Popeyes sandwich. But as far as like the internal tenderness of the chicken itself, that was really good. It tasted very identical to some of the other chicken varieties you'll get at KFC. But it had a pretty nice spice. It's nowhere near as spicy as like a Popeyes sandwich or a Burger King sandwich or maybe even the McDonald's sandwich or a Wendys sandwich. Like, the spice is definitely not the main part of this sandwich. It's definitely more about the overall just composition of it, which is pretty good. I actually very much enjoyed that sandwich. I don't know why I haven't gotten it more often. I'd probably give that one, I'm gonna give it a solid like 7.5 out of 10. I think that was a really well-rounded sandwich. I just wish it had some more crunch to it. I wish it had a little bit more sauce, but the overall flavor of the chicken itself is solid. So I'd probably give it about 7.5. So that's it for this one, and we'll move on to the next sandwich. All right. So today, or part 3 of this video, going to McDonald's today. So we have the McDonald's spicy chicken sandwich here, and I've had this one a couple of times, so you can see a lot more sauce on this one than some of the others. But you'll also kind of notice that the chicken is pretty generic. It doesn't like look like it has a lot of crunch. Historically, I have not had a lot of crunch out of these, so let's dive on in and see. Yeah, very little crunch to it. The chicken itself is fair, I guess. Nothing crazy, but nothing spectacular. Very just normal. Of all the chicken sandwiches I have had, this one has definitely been the most disappointing. It's certainly edible. Like, there's the bare minimum. But yeah, there's nothing special to this. There's nothing that makes me want to come back for more. The sauce is fine, but nothing spectacular either. It's pretty just, it's a sandwich. It's for them trying to compete with like a place like Popeyes or try to introduce something that's going to be just as, comparable. I think McDonald's really failed on this one. It is fully cooked through though. There's not that issue at the center. It seems to fall apart perfectly fine when you chew it. But yeah, as far as the sandwich wars, the spicy chicken sandwich wars, I definitely think this is one of the weakest. Now, I don't know if McDonald's goal was to compete with Popeyes and how they do their sandwiches, but that being the barometer, because Popeyes had introduced this chicken sandwich that completely blew people away, and then everyone else scrambled to try to make a new chicken sandwich, it's very obvious that they were trying to compete with it. And I think that McDonald's is definitely one of the worst in terms of trying to create a new spicy chicken sandwich. There's no crunch to it. The chicken itself is fine. There's nothing special. The sauce itself is also just fine. It's spicy. It's got a good spice to it, but it's not anything that's groundbreaking. It's lacking a lot of character. Like, there's no real substance to it. It's just kind of, here's our new spicy chicken sandwich that we tried to rush out the door so that you guys could have something new. So it's unfortunate, but that's kind of how I feel about the McDonald's spicy chicken sandwich. If I have to give it a rating, it's like a 5 out of 10. It's just kind of, it exists, it's a thing, it's fine, there's nothing special about it. So probably 5 out of 10 on that one. So alright, that does it for this part of my reviews of all of the spicy chicken sandwiches, at least in my area. And I'll be back in the next part with the next review. So this one's a little different because Wendys hasn't changed their chicken sandwich. While the other places have changed theirs, Wendys has remained the same. And I love Wendys spicy chicken sandwich. This was when I was a kid and I got sick. This was the sandwich that I asked my mom to get me because the spice would open up my nose and I could breathe again. So this was the sandwich that I got all the time. It's just, they haven't changed the formula or anything. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because it's still delicious. So tastes like nostalgia. So it's still a good sandwich. Like, this is a good chicken sandwich. If you're wanting something that's spicy, it's got a good spice to it. The taste is really good. But that's not the metric that we're using for this series of videos. There's no crunch to it. The chicken itself is delicious. Like, it's really good. It's got a very distinct taste to it. So overall, like, it's good, and I think that's why Wendys has decided to not change their formula, because it's a good sandwich just as is. That being said, you know, it's lacking a lot of things that the other competitors are starting to do that are starting to put them up higher on the list. So while this is a good sandwich and it tastes good, and Wendys has really created something that is pretty timeless with this one, if they could add more crunch to it, I think that this would be the sandwich to beat if they could make it crunchy as well. That's just my opinion, but that's just how I feel about it. Also, real quick thing, aside from this sandwich, two things. One, if you are on a budget and you want a spicy chicken sandwich, what you do, or what I do, go to Wendys and get their 4 for $4, where you literally get a sandwich, chicken nuggets, fries, a drink for $4. Get the chicken sandwich as your sandwich choice. Get whatever the spicy sauce is, because it used to be sriracha, and now it's the ghost pepper ranch, which, that's the other thing. Wendys, the fuck are you thinking replacing sriracha with ghost pepper ranch? Like, it's a good sauce, but what the fuck? Sriracha was my favorite dipping sauce, and the ghost pepper ranch is good, but doesn't even come close to how amazing sriracha sauce was. Bring back sriracha sauce. You made a horrible decision with that. Bring it back, please. I tweeted to you guys about it. Bring it back. But yeah, what you do is you get the spicy sauce. You use it for your nuggets. but leave some left over. Have your sandwich second. Take the bun off, dip and then put whatever sauce you have left on it, and you got yourself a budget spicy chicken sandwich. And it's not bad. So, anyway, that's my rant for today. Fucking Wendy's. It was so good. The sriracha sauce was so good. It was creamy, spicy. Oh, it was perfect. No, we're going to replace it with something hotter that doesn't taste like it's hotter. Overall, Wendy's, you got a good spicy chicken sandwich. Like, you do. It is it's got a good flavor to it. It's a very unique flavor, very unique spices. And I really like that. But you got no crunch. Get the crunch in there. You get that crunch in there, and I think you've got the best chicken sandwich. I think that would be very possible. You gotta get that crunch in. Add some extra breading to it, make it a little bit thicker, and you've got a competition. Like, really, really good flavor. So I also am kind of speaking from nostalgia, I'm sure. I don't want to let that be so biased that, you know, it puts it higher than it needs to be. I think that this sandwich, if it had the crunch, it would be so good. But I think without the crunch, it drops it down to a solid 8, which I think, if I remember correctly, ties it with KFC's sandwich. It is a solid 8. If they could get the crunch, like if they could add more breading, make it really crunchy, it would skyrocket it up to probably like a 9.5 out of 10. Like, almost a perfect sandwich, I think. So that's my opinion on Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich and my little rant about their stupid decisions. Bring back sriracha sauce. That's all I'm asking. But yeah, so that's Wendy's, and we'll move on to the next one. All right, this part of the video is going to be taking a look at Rally's. This is another one that has not changed their formula. It's still the same spicy chicken sandwich as always. So, looks like this. I forgot to ask for no lettuce. So, I wanted to keep things consistent, but I guess I forgot on this one. But that's okay. We're going to just dive in here and see how it is. Now, Rally's is another one that has like a very distinct taste to their chicken. And the spice is pretty good. I like the spice on it. But there are two really big flaws with theirs. One, again, no crunch. There's really nothing to it. And then two, the actual like filet that you get is pretty much always very small. So you're left feeling very empty. Like it doesn't fill you up. So maybe it's a good thing I got lettuce on this one, because it'll add a couple extra calories. Yeah, there's really nothing special about the Rally's chicken sandwich. Like, it's pretty generic. The taste is definitely unique, but it's not unique enough that it makes you want to come back for more. There's not a lot of, it's not filling. You get done with it and you feel like you could knock out another one, honestly. And I've done that before. They've got a thing where you can get 2 for $3.50. I'm looking at their sign right now. And it's because they're not very filling. They're not very, like, dense. Whereas most of the other sandwiches on here, maybe aside from McDonald's, are gonna have a filling, very full burger experience or chicken sandwich experience. So there's no crunch to it. The flavor's decent. The spice is, I actually like the spice. I like their spice a lot. It's good. Not filling. The bun's pretty normal, generic as well. A lot of just very generic taste to it. Rally's, I think, is definitely one of the lower on the list. It's probably going to be there with McDonald's in terms of how low it is. But honestly, I think I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's pretty just mediocre across the board. Hopefully Rally's can kind of maybe up their game a bit and join the war. But as it stands now, their spicy chicken sandwich is pretty generic and pretty not very fulfilling in both senses of the term. Both metaphorical and literal. So that's Rally's. We'll move on to the next one. Alright, so it's a rainy day. I don't know how much that's going to affect the sound of the video, but Our next contender for chicken sandwich is actually one I have not tried yet. It is the Church's Chicken sandwich. Actually, it looks pretty good as far as the breading goes. There's a lot of sauce on it. They really loaded it with sauce. I'm going to put something down just in case, because knowing me, there's going to be sauce everywhere. They did not give me any napkins, did they? No, they didn't. This is going to be messy, I think. But, okay, here we go. Again, I've actually never had Church's Chicken at all. So, this will be my first experience trying out their food. There we go. So, this is a very interesting experience. So, I've heard people talk about Church's Chicken. And I've heard them talk about it being incredibly greasy food. That seems to be the case. Like, I don't know if this is going to be easy to see. Yeah, no, it's not going to come through. But, like, you can actually see the grease right there. Like, coming out of the chicken. Or is that? No, you know what? That's not grease. Hang on. That's honey. Okay. Interesting. This is a weird taste. Like, it's not bad. It's weird. It's got this kind of sweet and spicy vibe going. Because you get a little bit of taste of honey. And then you get hit with the spicy sauce. That is a weird feeling. That is a weird taste. The chicken itself is fine. Again, the crunch factor is kind of lacking. The chicken itself was okay. It definitely felt like, I don't know if it was the grease or if it was the honey that was making kind of everything, especially the bun, kind of just melt. The crunch itself was pretty... It's pretty much the same as most other places. It looked like it was going to be crunchier than it actually was. I cannot get over that honey spicy combo. Like that, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I like it or if I hate it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. It's not bad, but it's weird. Like it's not what I would have expected from it. It's not what I would have expected at all. I don't know how I feel about it. I know I don't necessarily love it. I don't hate it. It's kind of like it's unique. I will give it that. It is a unique taste to get like a honey and then a spicy, like all in one. Yeah, that was unique. That is definitely one way to put it. But if we're going on the same scale that I've been going with, crunchiness was not really there. There was a little bit of crunch, definitely more than, McDonald's or Rally's or any of those kind of places. But it does not compare to the crunch of like a Burger King sandwich. So the crunch is not there really. It's sort of there. The chicken itself was good. I did notice at the center area, same problem that Burger King has, where it doesn't feel or taste like the chicken was cooked quite as well in the center, which happens. It's to be kind of expected sometimes with something like that. It was a thicker chicken breast. So, just like Burger King, they had that same issue. That honey spicy, the spiciness was good. Like it could be spicier, but it's not terrible. It's manageable for probably anybody who wants a little bit of spice. But yeah, no, that honey and then spicy like combo is really strange, and I don't know how to really gauge that. But I am going to give the Church's Chicken sandwich like a 6.5 out of 10. I think I'm gonna do like a 6.5, 6.5, because it's not bad, it's not great, and like I just don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Like it's such a weird combination. So yeah, I don't know where I fall on that. So I'm gonna put it at 6.5. Not terrible, not great, kind of middle of the road. If you're out and you want to get a chicken sandwich, it's not the worst one that you could have. So that's that. On to the next one. All right. So this part is gonna be the one that started it all. good old Popeyes. The one that has set the bar for everybody else to follow. I love Popeyes chicken sandwich. I think it's amazing. So I already kind of know how I feel about this thing. But my goodness, this is just, look at that. Like, it's just, there's just so much chicken. Oh, here we go. I love their spice. The sauce is so good. So, all right, let's do it. That's the stuff. So much crunch, while also having a thick piece of chicken. Like, man, I don't know how they do it. I really don't. It's so good. And that sauce. That sauce hits so well. Like, everything about this sandwich, like, it's no wonder that everyone else is trying to copy this thing. The crunch, the taste, the thickness of this chicken breast. Everything is so good. And you don't run into that issue with the Burger King sandwich where when you get to the center, it doesn't taste like it's fully cooked. Like, it is 100% all the way done. And, like, the center chicken still tastes amazing. And there's still crunch to it. How did they do that? Literally every bite has some kind of crunch to it. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. It's so good. It still is and has been the sandwich to beat. The crunch levels are amazing. They're off the charts. Literally every bite has crunch. The thickness of the chicken breast itself is great. Like, it's huge. The spicy sauce that they use has a great level of heat, but it's not so much that you're like, ugh. Like, it's got a good kick to it. Just the overall composition of the entire sandwich is so good. Literally everything about it is great. And so it is still my favorite chicken sandwich so far. Like, nobody's been able to beat it yet. And so I mean, I'm giving it, I don't know if there's any room for any real improvement with that sandwich. It's so good, but it's like the only, you know what? The only thing that I would say could be improved is maybe the bun. The bun is pretty just generic. So for that, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. Popeyes, you guys have the best. Like, you guys really have the best sandwich in the spicy chicken sandwich game right now. Like, I have yet to taste any other one that is even close to, like, beating it. The only one being probably Burger King, and that one has its merits, but it still has its issues as well. And Popeyes just has nailed it. They have knocked it out of the park. This sandwich is the sandwich. It is the chicken sandwich to beat, and nobody's been able to do it. And I don't know how they're able to make it so good every single time, but they really do. So that's the Popeyes chicken sandwich, the one that started this whole chicken sandwich war. But yeah, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this one's just weird, but I got it. It's part of the war. So Taco Bell decided to make a spicy, crispy chicken sandwich taco. This thing is so tiny. It's $1.50, so that's fine. It comes with a little, like, you get like a box of food. There, you can get just the sandwich, but I didn't realize that, and they gave me a box with like a taco and like a beef burrito and stuff like that. But anyway, so this is the Taco Bell spicy chicken sandwich taco. All right, let's try it. What? What is this? Nope. It's a chicken tender in a taco. That's what it is. Like, it's just a chicken tender. And this spicy sauce is not good. I don't like it at all. For science, not really. Yeah, that was not good. For $1.50, that's not good. Okay, crunch. There's no crunch. It's a chicken tender. Like, that's all it is. A chicken tender in a thick taco. No crunch. The chicken itself was chicken tender quality. The spice, not very spicy, kind of pretty just generic, not really good. Yeah, no, that might be the worst attempt to get into this whole race chicken war thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give that that's gonna get a solid 2 out of 10. That was not good. That was not good at all. I did not like that. All right. Now I know what you're saying. You're missing one, Kyle. You didn't review the Chick-Fil-A chicken sandwich. And you're right. I didn't. And I won't. Why? There's a few reasons. There's one big reason, but I'm not going to review it. So we're gonna ignore that one. But yeah, so looking at all of the sandwiches that I tried, it's very clear that Popeyes is still the best. They have nailed the entire format on what makes a spicy, crispy chicken sandwich spicy and crispy. Like, they haven't been beat, and I don't know if they can be beat at this point. It's not even a toss-up. Like, the closest contender is Burger King, I would say. And theirs is pretty good, but there's some flaws to that sandwich that keep it from reaching the same level as Popeyes. I've been very happy to see that places are trying to change up their formula. The other thing that I should note, all of these other sandwiches aside from Popeyes, well, and Taco Bell, are relatively expensive in comparison. The spicy chicken sandwich at Popeyes, if I remember correctly, cost me $3-something, $3.50, $3.99 maybe. But everything else, most of them, are costing $4 to $5 just for the sandwich. So even in cost, you're winning with Popeyes. So I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know what they have created to do this, but it's an amazing sandwich, and therefore it is our winner of the gigantic chicken sandwich war that is going on right now. And I know I'm going to get some hate from people who swear by Chick-Fil-A, but I'm not going to go there. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. They have there's some terrible stuff going on with Chick-Fil-A, and until they switch that stuff, I won't be giving them my business. So that is my video on the chicken sandwich wars. If you have a different opinion, feel free to let me know. I have no problem with that in the comments. If you guys have seen my second vaccine video, then you clearly know that I have no problem with comments that are disagreeing with what I'm saying. So feel free to go at it in the comments. I don't care. That's my opinion, and it's just an opinion. So you're allowed to have yours, but that's going to do it for this video. So thank you all so much for watching. You guys make this channel happen, and I thank you very much for that. If you liked the video, hit it with a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of this stuff, let me know in the comments. And if you're new around here and you like the video, maybe consider subscribing. But otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.